Hello, friends. It is me, Eli. I am in Thailand. You may be wondering why, so I'll tell you. Uh, First of all, I needed this $9 fake Gucci hat and this $3 elephant shirt. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna save that for my rap career. All right. A lot of people probably wondering why I just randomly went to Thailand, and the reason is the same reason I do anything. Because there's actually 10 reasons. Because two birds, one stone, you know? A bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. A boob in the hand's worth two in the bra. You know what they say. So I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't want to tell everyone individually. I like social media because I like to just say things and then I hope my friends see it because I don't want to have the same conversation over and over with everyone individually. But I like telling people what I'm up to because my life's pretty fucking interesting and I think people want to know that. And that's not arrogant to say, okay? I don't think I'm like God's gift to earth or better than anyone. I just think I'm pretty entertaining to follow. I've been told that by a number of people. So I'm doing this I don't know why I'm explaining myself to you fucking people. You're already watching this. I already got you right where I want you. Thanks for watching, by the way. If I ever die, please just go look at all my videos on YouTube so I never die. Pretty sure I'm gonna live forever though. Pretty sure I'm immortal. Pretty sure I've been here 5,000 years. Anyways, why am I in Thailand? Number one, so my my toe got infected 6 months ago. My fucking toe got super infected, and I had to get my toenail removed. All of that was incredibly painful. Then it grew back. It grew back ingrown, which more pain. Had to get it removed again, more pain. And then I was like, dude, I just make sure this thing never grows back. Kill the nail bed. I don't want a toenail ever again. So my toenail is non-existent anymore. And the funny part about this is so my foundation for happiness and mental clarity is physical exercise, training martial arts specifically. I need to be training at least an hour or two every day just to get my energy levels chill enough to where I can just be a normal person around people, or as normal as I can possibly be. But yeah, so I haven't been able to train, which has been causing me to go in this negative loop, and then I just feel like I'm being a bummer around my friends and stuff and people, and I don't want to bring the mood down. Also, my favorite thing is, so I don't really party, I kind of do sometimes, but it's when I'm partying, it's I'm hanging out at places where I'm performing and stuff. So I don't see it as I see partying as going out to a club and drinking or just drinking at a bar, with no specific aim. That makes me feel guilty because I feel like I'm not working on anything. And all the people I know that are drinking at bars are doing comedy and playing music there. So it's part of the job. But anyways, my version of partying is going home, having a nice legal Delta 9 edible that you can, edibles are legal in Texas. I don't know if you knew that. They're called Delta 9, which is they're supposed to be derived from hemp. You can't really test if that's true, but they work. Let me tell you, they work. They're a little more expensive than California, but they're not too crazy. Anyways, I like getting real high and then just sitting home and eating everything. I just binge eating food. And so, I have a business to run. Golden Cricket. GoldenCricket.com. Buy now or I'll kill myself. That's the new slogan. So you may be thinking oh, don't you have a business to run? Well, yeah, but I've been training my brother to do the sales and stuff, and I'm good at the online aspect, and I probably should be doing those events too, but like eating is really expensive, and when you're running a business, you have to completely minimize your output spend. So like, regardless of how much money I have, I feel broke. I feel like I should not be spending any money at all on anything because everything needs to go in the business. And in Thailand, for example, last night I took an edible, which, by the way, in Thailand, they do not measure how much they're putting in there. I had this one, like, $5 brownie, and which isn't that cheap for Thai standards, I guess. But they just legalized it. And basically, it was worth $15. There was a lot in there. But, okay, I did not realize that Thailand was the new fucking Amsterdam of Asia. It's insane here. You walk around and it's just food and weed stores. And cheap food, expensive weed. So kind of evens out price-wise if I were to continue to my intake in Austin. But yeah, so reason number 2, I'm saving money. I'm saving money by being here. That's a fact. Yeah, last night I took an edible. I went out, walked around for hours. There's all these street food vendors, and I think I brought out 1,000 baht, which is like equivalent to about $30. And I spent all night trying to see if I could spend that $30 before I become full or after. I don't know. Which is going to happen first? Am I going to become full or am I going to spend $30? Turns out I was full first. I could not spend $30. I've been doing that every day. It's kind of it's just fun. It's like, oh, I'm just going to binge eat and see if I can spend all my money. And I never can. And it's so cheap to be out here. Of course, the weather, like, fuck, man, it's people losing their power, and Austin is freezing cold, and yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm not doing that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other reasons. I wanted to like take a sober break. Hasn't been happening, but wanted to take a break from social media. I feel like I'm on my phone all the time. I've still been posting a bunch, but I don't have the data to like scroll and like engage with all the weird ass conspiracy posts that I'm always looking at, which honestly has not been good for me mentally. And I don't suggest that you get into taking psychedelics and researching the darkest conspiracy theories. It's gotten to the point where I don't think that the truth is that important. I mean, I think you should be honest with people you care about and not deceive people to hurt them. But I think you should take a, no, babe, you look great in that dress approach to life. Like, Jordan Peterson has a whole thing about how the truth is so important and you must always speak the truth and never lie. And I used to agree with that, but now I've come to realize everything's a lie. Like this, my hands, like everything that exists it's an illusion. It's maybe a lie. The word lie carries weight, and that might be a negative word, so I will use a different word that means the exact same thing, because it's important to use words regardless of, you can say the same thing many different ways, but like only one of them will resonate with a certain audience. Like so I'm in this city called Pi, which people are like, oh, it's a bunch of like mushroom people playing music and stuff, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool, sounds kind of like Austin. And I get here and it's like they're like they're like pretty fucking hippie. Like so hippie that they're like so accepting of everyone that like you don't even have to be good at music to join in the jam. So it's like this like international hippie fuck fest. Not literally. Just like a bunch of hippies playing music with completely different styles and does not sound good. It's it's not good music. And when I was younger and I went on vacation, when I was living in Los Angeles, didn't really have any friends because you can't really have friends in LA. Or like the friends I've had, I would see like maybe once a week. And I didn't enjoy being in LA. Most of the time I was in traffic. I'm itching my balls right now and everyone can tell. Unless you're listening on audio, then nothing happened, but the camera shifted. What am I talking about? Yeah, LA was shitty, kind of. LA was cool. It was really the traffic that did it for me and the lack of ability to hang out with people. A lot of people who talk shit on LA like say that like, oh yeah, LA is so superficial. I'm like, bro, I'm like 6'3" and I'm beautiful. That works to my advantage. I don't have a problem with superficiality in the least bit. In fact, I don't have a problem with fake people at all. I prefer fake people. I would rather someone have the decency to pretend that they like me to not cause problems instead of being like, you know what? Fuck you. Although, if they were cool, I'd probably end up being friends with that guy. I wouldn't, but a fake person, you don't want to be friends with them in the first place. But like, as like like those satellite friends where you're just like, hey, what's up? And then you don't really know each other that well, but you say hi all the time. If they all turn out to be fake, cool, I don't care. But basically, traveling the world was amazing when I was taking a break from LA. This time around, though, I mean, I'm surrounded by beauty and the food's amazing and cheap and, but like, dude, it sucks compared to Austin. You really can't leave Austin, man. I'm literally on the other side of the world in paradise, and I would much rather be in Austin for sure. I making new friends out here is just like it's a hard dice roll because I'll start meeting people and then we'll be in a conversation and I'll be like, whoa, I do not agree with any of your thoughts. But the cool thing about people sucking at music out here is that like, in Austin, I'm like a shitty musician. I'm good at music for a few minutes. I can play by myself, but like if I were to go on stage, I'm not there yet. I may never be, but out here, I'm pretty good. I'm not bad. I've been playing live music like every night for the past couple of nights for like a little bit, like 5 to 10 minutes at a time. They'll just let me come up and play drums, and that's been fucking awesome. I gotta say, I love performing, and stand up comedy is my absolute favorite medium of expression for me personally to perform. Dude, I just spit on the camera exactly. Holy shit. But I can't get booked because I'm too fucking sexy. Anyways, I met this dude who said he'll book me on shows in Bangkok. So I'm probably going to do that. Another thing, the toe infection. Yeah, haven't been able to train, so I'm just like, all right. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to not train. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on food. I do want to. I've been curious about how I would feel now because I've changed a lot in the last 5 years. 5 years is the last time I traveled solo, and so I was like, yeah, I just want to like, because I realized I had been doing the same thing for 3 years in Austin, which I'm not complaining about at all. Every day, everything that I do in Austin, I love. It's just the fact that I've been doing it every day, and I'm just I guess, yeah, I get bored easily, and I got to mix it up. And even if I'm doing my favorite thing ever every day, it's still, I'm still gonna like get sick of it. Except for comedy, but I've never had the opportunity to do that every day. But I'm looking at my notes. I wrote a bunch of notes. I uh, I I gotta like spew words at people for some reason. That's like my purpose, I guess. Uh, or if I don't, they'll just build up in my head. I gotta. It's kind of like jerking off for me, like podcasting or making art or music or doing comedy. It's kind of like I have these urges and these feelings inside me, and I just gotta get them out. And then I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like after, if I'm having a bad day and I do a good comedy set where I'm just like letting loose, after that I'll be like, all right, I feel much better. Um, I forgot what I was talking about, man. I'm not. And also, I'm not high right now. I just woke up, and if I've been repeating myself, that sucks because I did like 3 takes because I stuttered, so I may have said something twice. And I'm just trying to keep talking while I scroll, so you don't have to listen to silence. Um, oh yeah. Hey, Eli, don't you have a business to run? You just started Golden Cricket. Now you're just taking off, going to Thailand. Listen, motherfucker. I can do this all from computer. One of the biggest things, one of the biggest problems I continue to face in running a business is I'm telling you, the hardest part about running a business has been slow Wi-Fi or shitty cell service or like I need to get something done. I'm doing it. I'm trying to put in the work. I do everything immediately too. I'm like, oh, I have to do this. I don't procrastinate. I never procrastinate. If I have something to do, I do it as soon as I have to do it. And then I get on my computer and the website's like, hey, oh, that thing you wanted to do? Yeah, fuck you. You can't do it. Sorry, Wi-Fi's not going to work. So that drives me absolutely insane. So, and all these little inconveniences, like, like like my car didn't charge, so I can't. I have to let it charge more before I can leave the house. Granted, all of my problems are like very very minuscule, and I'm not trying to complain. I'm just explaining that all these little things that have kind of been standing between me and like my to-do list or goals for that day or week fucking piss me off, and I get really worked up about it. So the nice part about being over here is I have my only responsibility is to get on my computer and work the same way I would do at home. I'm paying my brother to do all the packaging and shipping and events, and I'm over here reaching out to people and setting up deals. We were just the official protein bar of Melee Fight Championship with owned by Jeff Meadows of Black Sheep Boxing, and unfortunately I missed that because I was here, but I'm super proud of the whole team. We're like fucking damn near undefeated, man, and it's just amazing seeing like Golden Cricket on the shorts of like my fucking boys that we punch each other in the face and support each other, and they're just out there repping my brand. I'm paying them money, so I'm helping them, and it feels good. It feels really good. I it's a lot though. It's a lot of work. I knew it would be. I knew it was going to be very stressful. I'm insane and I enjoy the chaos. But yeah, so all the little inconveniences here, or like all the things where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should do this or this, and then I do that, and then I'm like, I should have done the other thing. Like all these little hindrances and annoyances that I over fixate on back home because it's standing between me and my goals. Out here, it's not really. it doesn't matter if like I bought a few things the other day and they like fell out of my pocket and I was like, oh no, I lost $3. Like, who cares? And the Wi-Fi out here is supposed to suck, so I can't be mad at it. I can't, like, my Wi-Fi is supposed to be good. I pay extra for the best Wi-Fi, and it's honestly not that much better than these two fucking bars I got in a hut by the river in Thailand, which, by the way, is pretty dope. I'm paying like $32 a night for this private room, like a standalone hut with a little balcony right by this little river. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But yeah, conspiracy stuff bad. Already talked about this on another thing. Something I've been thinking about lately is instant gratification. People say, so I listen to a lot of anyone who talks about success and happiness and stuff on like social media personas. I don't necessarily follow anyone. Like, I would say the last person that I like followed 100% was Elon Musk, and that was like 5 years ago. And now I've realized that like everyone is retarded, and you kind of just got to pick and choose which things from which person you want to apply. And I try not to consume content other than music, but I don't listen to. I don't watch movies or TV or listen to comedy anymore, or I just try to create as much as possible. So the only type of input I'm trying to get is like people that are talking about being positive and being successful and stuff. And they all have like a similar thing of like don't try to chase instant gratification, like, you know, work hard now and then later it'll pay off. Like, you don't need to buy a car, or I don't really know what they're talking about when it comes to instant gratification, because at first I was like, oh yeah, like don't eat candy, that's instant gratification, that feels good and then you feel bad after. Or like don't masturbate, that's, you know, turns you into a addictive, lustful person. I don't really masturbate ever. I masturbate if it's becoming a problem, if it's like not going down. I'm like, all right, buddy, we got to. Doug Stanhope says, I drain it like the medical problem of a cyst that it is, and then I get back to work or something. I don't think Doug Stanhope said he gets back to work. I don't think he talks about. He actually is very anti-work. He has this one joke where he's like, I don't want to work too hard to set the wrong example. And he's like, but Doug, you worked so hard to get where you are. And he's like, no, I didn't. I just did a bunch of drugs and then talked about him. You can see why he's always been my favorite comedian. But what is instant gratification, though? It's, okay, is it chasing desire, which are wants but not needs? How do you quantify that, though? For example, I'm hungry. Should I just wait a week to eat until I don't want it so bad? Or you know what I mean? It's like, I don't. Food probably doesn't apply. Healthy food doesn't apply because you need food to live. Or, you know, monks say you should like eat like once a day, and like most people are overeating. But, you know, I've met a lot of people because I jump around so much, and most people can't follow me. unless they already know me. A lot of people have been telling me that I'm confusing, and I've been thinking about it, I'm like, damn, yeah, I don't want to confuse people. How do I not confuse people as much? And then I realized I just need to hang out with like smarter people because a lot of the people that call me, everyone who says I'm confusing is just like not very intelligent. Like I was talking to this person might see this, so I'm gonna make certain things up so it's not that personal. But basically, I was talking to this hippie dude who everything he was saying, it was very clear that he was just repeating something that some like full of shit guy told him. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of some of the hippies in Austin. The exact same. The only difference is this guy had like an Israeli accent or whatever. But they were just using buzzwords. This person wasn't Israeli, by the way, but there's a lot of Israeli and British people here in this town specifically, which I don't know. I'm just saying, just a fact. I'm not really putting an opinion on it, but yeah, they were just like, you just need to like step back and check in with yourself, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What are you talking about? It's it's a lot of these like hippie people really annoy me because they have the same spiritual views that I do, but they don't understand them or understand why. Like they're like, yeah, everything's energy, da, da, da. And I'm like, no, well, everything's energy because of the double slit experiment that was proved by like Planck in Austria in like the 1950s or something, that they shot a bunch of electrons through two slits and it made an interference pattern which is indicative of a waveform of light. And most people don't understand that that's what that's about. I'm a man of science, okay? I'm not just going to take drugs and be like, woo, energy. I'm going to take drugs and be like, whoa, science explains the energy. Okay. So, fucking it's really fun too because I've been trying not to be a dick, but like I'll kind of like push back on their views to try to like test them to see if they can defend it, and then I'll kind of like mansplain it back, and they'll have the impression that I'm not woke enough to understand their spirit realm shit, and then I just blast them with like, actually, I'm more woke than you, and I just it's fun for me. To be honest, I enjoy. I really enjoy because I'm constantly misunderstood because of like my appearance. People think I'm like some sports jock or I don't know. I don't really know how people see me. Everyone has their own like impression, but it's never correct. I've always been told like once people get to know me, it's like I'm different than what they would think. But it's funny because people will always come at you with the assumptions of what they think you are. So I like when people do that to me so I can just fucking blow their mind and confuse them. All right, I guess confusing people is fun. I do like Andy Kaufman style. I do fantasize about like one day being on Fox News and be like, how do you defend these claims, these insane things you said? And then I'll just like go off on a like like in past relationships when like an ex-girlfriend's like gotten mad at me or something, and they're like, I'll just be like, babe, none of this is real. We're just in a fractal holographic light matrix. And they'll be like, what are you fucking talking about? And eventually like it actually works. It'll calm them down. So side note, relationship tip, just tangent off real hardcore. You know how when if you lift weights, they used to say that like if you want to do like different workouts all the time for like muscle confusion, that's kind of how I think you should operate an argument or conflict if you're conflict averse. just kind of like, don't like come back at him. Just like go off to the side and be like, well, how about, what if I had a hat made of turtles? And then they're like, what? And then, by the way, it turns out that the whole muscle confusion thing doesn't actually work. But brain confusion works because that's where confusion takes place. Instant gratification. So I'm always in a rush. I lack patience. People tell me I should be more patient. I say patience is for poor people. We only have a finite amount of time, and I want to maximize it. I want to get as much done as possible. Super jealous of meth heads. They never sleep. If I did that, I would be the king of the world, or just like dissecting my computer with tweezers. I don't know how deep that world gets, but I keep feeling like life is too long. Like there's too much dead space in between events. Like, I got a bunch of things that I love doing that make me happy, but I can only do them for like several hours a day. So like the rest of the time, I'm just like, fuck, what do I do? I'm just waiting for the next thing to happen. Like, some people live in paycheck to paycheck. I'm living like fucking daily event to later in the day event. I don't know. Also, there's people like to joke about people being autistic a lot, and like I've been called autistic because essentially because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of artistic abilities, which kind of sounds like a good thing. I think like the symptoms of autism are like pattern recognition, the remembering everything. So I don't have autism, but I don't remember shit, or like being good at math. All right, maybe I do have autism. Basically, the symptoms of autism are the same symptoms of being intelligent. So instead of looking at autistic people like there's something wrong with them, I think autistic people are how people are supposed to be. Because if you look at animals, if you look at a parrot, for example, if you just watch a parrot, they look fucking autistic. You stare at any animal long enough, they look autistic. You talk to AI, which eventually is going to be conscious if it isn't already, which means that man-made consciousness is possible, and you can build a device that taps into the God frequency, the same one that us and the animals are tuned into, and you can create an artificially intelligent, conscious robot capable of reproducing itself and producing offspring. So if you talk to like ChatGPT or you talk to AI, they sound autistic. So basically, I think autistic is like normal consciousness level, and everyone else is just retarded. Like autistic people build businesses and like take over the world, or like create like high quality art, and regular people are like fucking lose their keys every day still. How are you still losing your keys? You're literally forgetting where you put your keys every day. I don't have keys. I have a phone. I lose my phone every morning. So I guess I'm autistic and retarded, which is why I'm able to communicate with different types of people. Been doing this for 34 minutes. I have shit to do. All right. I'm looking at my notes over here. Okay, Thailand. More cool things. So a lot of times when if I'm talking to people that I don't know very well, I just feel like we're speaking different languages, and like they don't understand me, I don't understand them, and there's like it's like 1% of the population that I can like truly communicate with, and to those people, those are my good friends, and I fucking love you, and you have no idea how much you're saving my life by existing, because it would be very sad to exist in a world where you feel like you can't talk to anyone. But something also cool about being over here is that they literally don't speak the same language as me. So I know that they're not going to understand me. It's kind of like the Wi-Fi. I know the Wi-Fi is not going to work, so that's not going to piss me off. I know they're not going to understand me, so I'm not going to get upset if like I'm saying something and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like so I don't know. There's probably a cool thing to say about that. Maybe a smarter person would have a better word. But if you've ever texted me, you know that I already text like a Chinese man. I like if someone texts me, yeah, we're about to leave soon. I'll say, where go? Instead of where are you going next? Because it saves time. The message is the same. You understand what I mean. I don't need if I'm texting if I'm not texting you like a Chinese person, it's because we're not that close. If I text you like a Chinese person, it's because I love you. Because or I know you'll love me, and maybe it'll annoy you, but you'll get over it because it's not that big of a deal. Because there's someone brought this to my attention that there's this episode of The Office where I never really watched The Office. I had a friend who would watch it every night in college to go to sleep. So just the theme song was just fucking burned in my brain every night, and I was just like, fuck that show. But that fat dude that's bald that looks kind of retarded is like, why say many word when few word do trick? And I was like, yeah, dude, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. Because I think it makes it easier to communicate to say less words. Because you're just like, the more words you say, the more you leave things up to interpretation. Conversely, I think you should use the best words possible. But, all right, this is getting to a point where I'm just going to start arguing with myself. I'll end on this story. So, Australian people are probably my fucking favorite foreign people that I've met on these travels. They are fucking hilarious, and they're fun. And anytime I see Australian people, I've only met a few this time, which is unfortunate. It's mostly British people, which, you know, whatever. Wait, I could talk shit about British people. They're white. Yeah, British people, they're annoying. I don't like their accent. I don't. But Australian people are the best. So anytime I see Australian people, I'm like, friendship immediately. And so Australian people have come up with what might possibly be the best slang term for any drug that I've ever heard. And that term is for nitrous oxide, for whippets, is what we call them. They call them nangs. Nangs. Oh, yeah, we were fucking hitting nangs the other night. Because if you've ever done whippets, you know that it makes your brain go nang, 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 nang. Which ironically kind of sounds like you're speaking Thai. But I just think that is, it's just so perfect. Also, Thailand has a few interesting things that politically stick out to me. For one, they don't have the First Amendment. If you insult a certain group in power, you will go to jail. You'll go to prison for talking down on the government, essentially. Honestly, I don't think the First Amendment is that important. People are like, we need open discourse. We need to share our ideas. But why though? So we can all argue. Like, imagine how awesome 2018 would have been if no one was allowed to talk shit on Trump or whatever year that election was. Or imagine how awesome it'd be now if no one could talk shit on Biden. I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't care whether you like him or not. Well, no, you don't like him. Nobody likes Biden. It's not possible. He doesn't say things you can agree with. This is not a disparaging a political figure. Not that I'm above that. I'm just saying he doesn't make his words. They just literally do not make sense. Like most politicians, you can either be like, that is wrong, or yeah, that's right. With Biden, it's like, huh? What did you say? But yeah, dude, I don't really. Here's the thing: everyone in Thailand is so fucking nice and so friendly. None of them are fat. Food's amazing. Nobody argues about the government. There's some graffiti saying don't trust the government. So it's like people have those feelings, but they keep them in. They keep them in, and that's what a society is all about. We shouldn't be open with our emotions. If I was open about how angry I was every time I was angry, people would be frightened. You have to take those emotions and like, I don't want to say bottle them up, but like, tuck them down. Don't be so. You got to play the game in society, all right? As much as I would love to just run around screaming like a schizophrenic homeless person naked and have zero consideration for societal rules, I really enjoy having friends and access to technology. So I agree not to do that. There's another thing too. But I don't know. I'm done. I hope this was entertaining. I'm gonna release some more probably. My intention originally when I was like, oh, I'm gonna think of a bunch of shit to do for this podcast, and then I'm gonna record it with like some beautiful backdrop with like nature behind me and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want people hearing me scream crazy shit to my computer in the middle of this city where I'm gonna have to see these people again. It's a small town, and I'm about to start training Muay Thai tomorrow because I think my toe's good enough. But anyways, I talk about myself too much. I'm gonna shut up. I love you. Bye.